We're Stephen and Mags, and together with our 3 kids, Louis, Neve and Oliver, we're starting out on the biggest adventure of our lives, swapping city life for an off-grid homestead. After years of dreaming about making a change, we sold our house in the UK, packed up all our belongings and made the 1,500-mile trip to southern Spain, with the hopes of creating the dream family home and a new life in the sun. Follow our story from the very beginning as we begin the journey of creating our off-grid home.
Hola, buenos dias. So today we've got to do a little bit of catch up on the farm. There's things that we need to do. One of our first tasks though this morning is to put some more chicken wire up. So originally we put a little chicken wire fence up just to keep Diego in and give him the boundary. But now that he's a bit bigger, he keeps jumping over it. So that's not good, and especially not when he keeps running after the rabbits or the cats that run past. So we're going to get on with it, and hopefully this time it's going to keep him in.
Bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
So we've done the first part of the fence. We're just now coming down this long part of the fence where all the grapes are growing along. And these have all got to be pruned as well, so they won't be on the fence soon. But we've got loads of mimosa trees. I'll show you some. Like this, that are dying off. And we had really strong winds a couple of weeks ago and it knocked a load of the branches off. So we've got a big pile of branches down there. Max has just come up with an idea though, to use the branches, because we've got no wood on the land at the minute, to put across the top of this gap like that. We're going to tie it up somehow. I'm just going to demonstrate. So we're going to just put it across there as something to tie the chicken wire to, not for any support, but just that if Diego comes like he did before, like you've seen, and presses on the top of it, it won't pull. So you can see that, but it won't pull down, so it'll just give it a bit more stability. I don't know, we're going to see if it works, but try and attach it somehow to both the tree on this side and then the metal support which is concreted into the ground, and just tie it up just to stop it being so bendy in the middle, because this is probably one of the biggest gaps with no support at the bottom or the top. And then we're going to carry on just attaching another piece along there. It doesn't need to be as secure because the vines are on this part. And then to the bottom where we've got all the lovely dead palm leaves, we use them to fill in, just push against the fence. We're going to put another layer across there and go round as well. And then we've got more palm leaves that we can add to the back, and we're going to chop them all to the same height to try and make it look a little bit neater and keep him in, and then he can stop escaping. You're making an X as in thou shalt not pass. Yeah, you could do that even.
It's stuff behind the tree, you see, on the X, but it's behind that big tree, there's a gap.
Okay.
And there is metal wire there as well underneath this one, so...
Well, we've just got a metal... Pass that wire, Neve. We've just got a metal wire off the roll of chicken wire that it was wrapped up, but we can use that to tie it onto the metal pole.
That's it, just to stop him pressing on it so hard.
You could use that one. That's it, Neve. Yeah, it's quite... It's flexible, and you'll be able to tie with it. Yeah?
It's worth a try.
Okay, let's have a go. Well, that's that done. Diego's going mad because he can't get out, but we've now got a double layer of it all the way down up to where Max is just finishing at the bottom there. The end bit, we've got the poles going into breeze blocks because we still need access to get in and out the back, so we use the breeze blocks as like a footer for them. They can be pulled back and then pulled forward again, a bit like a gate. But yeah, hopefully it should keep him in. One of the things, look, there he is, plotting his way to escape, probably looking for a little weakness in the fence. One of the reasons we did it was because one of our neighbours, so we haven't got many neighbours where we are, let me turn you around, but just beyond these trees is a neighbour, so our path to the property goes right down like that, follows around the asparagus and then out over there somewhere, but we go past this neighbour's house, and we were out because Diego had got out and we hadn't noticed, and then we were shouting him, Diego, Diego, Diego. Couldn't find him, so we went out, me and Meg down the path, and the neighbour come out, all concerned at a fence, and she says, ¿Todo estás bien? Is everything okay? And we said, yeah. Explain back to her, we're looking for the dog, and she says, the dog's called Diego? I was like, yeah. She must have thought we'd been shouting our kids for the last 3 weeks, but we hadn't, we'd been shouting the dog. So now that won't happen again. He's in, and when we let him out in the back, he can get out safely, and it should be okay until he's out with us, because he's out all the time anyway in the gardens and whatnot. But just when we want to let him out, we can let him out safely. Happy with it?
Yeah, it looks alright. It's
Yeah.
secure, that's what we need, isn't it?
Yeah, so it comes, I mean, it's waist height, so he's definitely not going to jump it.
It's your waist height.
But yeah,
It's like my neck height.
yeah, your neck height, my waist height. Yeah, and then he shouldn't be able to get out now. That's that. Right, on to the next job, I think. So the next job for today is to try and do some of the strimming in there. We've got different attachments on the end of the strimmer, and there are loads of different types of plants growing in there, some little bushes, but they all need seeing to, so we're going to try and make a start on this at least today before the sun goes down. Max is going to have a go. I'm going to have a go. I've just put my hoodie on because although it's not cold out for December, we're not in December
No,
yet, I'm wishing the months away.
November.
Although it's not cold for November, it's in its 20s again today. I don't want bare arms while all the stuff's flying up. I'm going to go and change my shoes and put some wellies on so that my feet are a bit more protected, because you don't know what's living in there. And then get to work and see if we can get in first of all, because The gate is at the other end of this, is even more overgrown outside, as you see in the last video. So we're going to try and climb over the wall, get in, start clearing out, and then hopefully be able to open the gate in. I think it opens to get out to start swimming outside. We'll see how much we get done.
So here it is, up close. This is the area that we're going to try and tackle today. So hopefully one day when we do clear it, which is probably not all going to be in this video, we'll be able to put our chickens in here. It's a really good big area, but as you can see, it needs a lot of work first. So we've decided probably the easiest way to get into this little future chicken coop is to get over the wall. So I'm just going to put the ladder over for Steve to be able to climb over and then get in safely, since we still haven't got access through the gate. That's alright, that actually, here he is now.
Right, so I just hold that thing over then lift that up so I can see them doing.
Just hold that pole on the way in.
Oh, soft, isn't it?
You know why that is? It's probably all go.
Yeah, can't do that. Ooh. The floor is moving.
The wall's moving over there. Look at all the grasshoppers.
Oh my lord. That's gone quite well. We're going to swap down. Max is going to have a go doing it, but before I do, like when we get chickens, they're going to have a field day in this little pen, because just look at this wall and how many, I think they're called firebugs, how many firebugs there are. The whole wall is crawling with firebugs, millions of them. The floor's crawling with them. It's like the whole place is alive. And then, as if that, so that's what we're up to now. We've done that a little bit. Max is going to have a little go, but as if that wasn't enough with firebugs to eat. I mean, I don't know what else is in the bottom of this yet, but you can see them jumping already. Look at the wall. We're just debating whether or not to rake out all the stuff in here and get rid of it. Max's idea was, well, why don't we leave the stuff on the floor, as long as it's chopped up small enough and it's not an obstruction, why don't we leave it here for the chickens to turn and to forage and to find all the bugs in, and then hopefully this will break down and turn into some sort of compost manure stuff that we can use in the garden too. So I think that's what we're going to do. If we can get it chopped up to that level, there, let me zoom out. If we can get it chopped up to that level, that'll give the chickens something to root through and to forage with. We just need to get rid of the big branches, obviously, like this, and some of the other bigger stuff, so that it's all pretty much the same size of them. But Max is going to have a go, aren't you?
I am.
Let me hand the baton.
I was just going to say,
There we go.
Come on.
Do you want ear defenders, Max? Yeah. It is loud. I know I should have probably put them on as well, but yeah, because you had them on, that's why I never had them. Okay, turn it on. Looks like some sort of pen.
I need the little, you just see everything else. The harness thing. Evie!
She's just gone in. There's Neve coming on the deliveries for us. You'd have to come round the other side. Well, it's just give up on me, and I couldn't work out why, and then I realised it's run out of petrol. So it seems like a good place to stop. I'm going to leave it here for tonight. We've done about half of it between me and Mags. And then after saying we were just going to leave it if it was small enough pieces on the floor, actually we realised that there's a lot of rubbish in it as well. So there's glass bottles, bits of rope, stuff like that. And if we are going to run chickens through it, we don't want the chickens to be pecking on that type of stuff. So we started raking it up, making sure the piles are just clean stuff that they can root through, and the rest of the stuff taken out. So with that being said, it's getting dark, and we'll leave it there, and then we'll pick it up tomorrow when we start doing other jobs. Buenos dias. So we're back. We've been out this morning, gone to see friends, met them in the park, and this weekend I just really want to get this whole chicken enclosure will be coop finished off and trimmed. So I've got the trimmer back out, I've filled it back up with petrol, and I'm going to crack on with this. In the background you probably hear Louis. He's given us a hand today trying to clear this path. So we're also going to try and get the path cleared behind us so that we've got an easier route into the chicken enclosure so that we can see them when we get them. So for now, I'm going to crack on with that. No, it's not me. That's Louis. So he's got another one of my jackets on, but he's out. He's going to have his first go at trimming. So I've showed him how to use it. He's had full safety induction, haven't you, Lou? Yeah, full health and safety training, knows what he's doing. So we're going to try him. We've been going a little bit longer, but now we've got like the bottom quarter to do left. We've had some pretty big bushes come out just in one go, so they'll go on the burn pile. But we're still working down. This is Louis having his first go of the trimmer. Hopefully he'll end up with all fingers and toes by the end of it. What do you think of your first time trimming?
Hurts.
Where?
The arms.
They're heavy for you.
Yeah, sweater.
That's no good in a jumper either, is it? While it's still less warm out.
No.
So, as you can see, the whole thing is trimmed. We managed to finish it all. There's still loads of piles of the leftover brambles and stuff to deal with, but we will deal with them. It won't be done on this video, but on getting it sorted. The best thing is that now we've got to the end of it. We found a pallet that was hidden underneath all the stuff that was there, but we've got to the gate. Not to say there's not more strimming to do outside the gate before we can get to it, but from the inside at least we have got to the gate. And actually we found this little locking mechanism thing here that's being welded. Oh, hold on, stuck. There we go. And then once we deal with this and that out there, we should have access into the coop, which would be great, especially for bringing stuff in. So that's the whole bit done. And actually, if we wanted to at a later date, then we can let them have access into the barn, which is really, really big. And again, another reason why I don't want to have to clean that as well as clean this for now, when I think this is plenty big enough for them. So on that note, I'm going to end the video and say thanks very much if you made it this far in the video and watched us all the way to the end. Next week's one, we'll be cracking on with more projects. We'll give you an update on the garden and all the stuff that have been growing. We've got other projects to be working on, and obviously continuing to work on this and turn it into a proper functional chicken coop. So thanks very much to everyone who's liked and subscribed to the channel, old and new. Everyone leaves comments for us or questions or tips. It's really appreciated. And until the next time, hasta luego.